Are you in sales and marketing? Let's talk about branding for sales and ethics of a business person. Let's face it, selling is not easy. There are many reasons why selling is tough, but mainly because of competition. No matter what you're selling, there are people with similar products. But the good news is this: selling is the lifeline of any business. So selling presents an opportunity that others are avoiding. With selling comes support. People are ready to give you per diem or a car for moving up and about. Sometimes they are taking you for seminars and trainings. Selling comes with a lot of support. Selling comes with freedom. Nobody micromanages your time at your diary. You might meet in the morning to be inspired, but to a large extent you run your day. And selling comes with money. If you succeed in sales, oh my goodness, you have the money. People are producing all types of products, but they are not able to move them. So the opportunity exists for anyone who can sell. If you truly are a salesperson, then you understand the sales cycle. But I'm going to mention it briefly. And from my perspective, the sales cycle has 7 major stages: prospecting, initiating contact, identifying needs, presenting the offer, managing objections, closing the sale, and follow-up. Prospecting is when you feel that this person can be a customer. When you identify a human being as a potential customer. Initiating contact is when you call or you send them an email. You start the conversation. Identifying needs is figuring out whether this person needs the product you're selling. Do these people need a house or they already have a house? Do they need a car or they already have a car? Do they need an education policy or they don't have kids and you're trying to sell something that they're not interested, that they can't buy? You try to figure out their needs. Number 4, you present the offer. What is the cost? What are the benefits? What are the features of this product? How will it solve my problems? Number 5, you manage objections, because often than not, a customer will raise a query. Maybe it's the price. They are comparing the competition. Maybe it's your product is not as flexible. Maybe it's not gonna be available, or after sales service. Whatever objection they have is your responsibility as a salesperson to manage. Number 6, you close the sale. What's that? That's the time the customer makes the payment. And then number 7, follow-up. What's that? You call them and ask them, hey, how is the car behaving? The car you bought from our dealership, is it doing good? Yeah. Do you know someone else who can buy that type of a car? What are you doing? You're now asking them for referrals. Somebody buys a house and they're happy. You ask them, look, I'm just finding out whether you like the neighborhood. Do you know someone else who may be interested with such a house? You only ask for referrals during follow-up. Now, the reason I mentioned the sales cycle is just to say this: what I'm going to share with you today touches every aspect of the sales cycle. Everything I'm going to share with you today, I have 5 things I want to share with you, and they touch every single stage of the sales cycle. So I want us to focus on 5 things. Number 1, first appearance. Number 2, business etiquette. Number 3, business mastery. Number 4, branding and sales tools. And number 5, ethics of a business person. Let's talk about the first one, the first appearance. You see, people buy you before they buy your product. Yes, you heard me right. Before anyone can buy, say, an insurance policy from you, they have to be convinced you have one. You have an education policy similar to the one you're selling to me. Before you sell me a Volvo, do you look like you can drive a Volvo? Before you sell me land, do you look like you're the owner of that land? People first buy you before they listen to your story. They have to be convinced why they need to listen to you. And you only make a first appearance once. You have only one chance to make a first appearance. First appearances don't happen twice. So you've got to put your best foot forward. People judge you mostly with the first appearance. So my suggestion to you, play the role. For example, you are trying to convince people to come to your gym. Do you look like you hit the gym? If I want you to help me in my fitness goals, do you look fit? You've got to play the role. I must see you like you're trying to help me because you have already reached there. You want to help me get where you are. You see, the moment in selling you look like you're helping, then you're in business. The moment it's obvious you're selling, you've lost it. So if you're going to be a good gym instructor and you're trying to convince people to come to your gym, you've got to look like you're trying to help them solve their problem. You're trying to help them, manage their weight. Maybe they're overweight and they need to cut down on weight. Or maybe you want them to have a more sexy shape, a better looking shape. You want them to look good like you're looking. So you must look it before you can sell it. So first appearance, what are we talking about here? Number one is your dress code. And I suggest to you when you're making sales, dress conservatively. Avoid the flowery colors. Trust me, 2 colors are enough. Like navy blue and white or black and white. Don't go with too many colors when you're selling because you don't want to distract people with your dress code. You want to be looking good, but you're not distracting the sales process. For ladies, if you can wear heels and carry a nice leather bag, the better for you. Again, for women, take care of your hair, take care of your nails, take care of your lips, take care of your facials. Look the role. Look, the standard, the class you're trying to sell. And one of the advantages of heels is looking taller. Tall sells. Walk confidently. Stand confidently. Smile before you meet the customer. Smile from a distance. Smile invites people to talk with you because it frees your heart and your spirit. It creates positive energy. Greet people with warmth, with energy, with charisma. Yes, you're still formal. This is a formal relationship. But put some energy into it and maintain eye contacts. It is said the eyes are the windows of the soul. Maintain eye contact throughout. If you avoid eye contact, people become suspicious that you're cheating on them, or you're not confident with what you're selling, or you're not confident with yourself. Remember, in communication, the simple rule, 55% non-verbal, 38% vocals, and 7% your words. What's that? 55% of all communication is non-verbal. It's your body gestures, it's your dress code, it's your smile, it's your eyes, it's the way you stand, it's your confidence. 55% of communication. 38% is the how you speak, the tone, the calmness, the composure, the language, how articulate you are, how convincing, how charismatic, how charming, your movements, your body gestures. 38%. 7% are the actual words you choose and you select. So everything you're doing, you are communicating and you're being judged as a salesperson. So don't focus on yourself. Focus on the customer. When you talk to people about themselves, they get excited. So don't talk about yourself. No. Talk about him. Talk about her. But be moderate in your compliments. My advice is this. Don't compliment someone on the first appearance on how they look. I have done it before. I have blundered. Trust me. It's a blunder. Don't do that. Don't comment about their face, their shape, their clothes. Compliment them about their achievements. Hey, dude, how did you manage to build a business? How did you manage to acquire 50 trucks? How did you manage to build such a school? How did you manage to build such a hospital? Compliment them on their achievements. That's a sales piece. Complimenting them about how beautiful they are or their shape, their backs, my goodness, that's a very sensitive area. Avoid it like plague. And thirdly, prepare for every meeting like a first impression. Yes, first impressions matter. But trust me, prepare for every subsequent meeting as though it is the first meeting. That's how you stay ahead in the game. My second objective today is business etiquette. And by business etiquette, I want us just to think about 3 things. Business meetings, being present in the meetings, and the behavior of the salesperson. By business meetings, what do I mean? Keep time. Be 10% to time at the reception. Never ever give an excuse for your lateness. You've lost the sale when you have to explain why you are late. Sit properly. Don't crisscross your legs in a sales meeting, especially a first appearance. It sends a message you are bossy. Have your 2 feet on the ground. That shows you respect the person you're talking to. And for ladies, when you start crisscrossing your legs, you take a risk, especially if you're dressed in a skirt. Your customer might mistake your motives. And thirdly, about meetings, switch off your phones or keep them on silent mode. Never ever give an excuse why your phone rang in a meeting. When I'm saying be present, which is the second thing about etiquette, being present in the meeting, ensure you don't have distractions from home. You're not thinking about your baby. You're not thinking about your ex. You're not thinking about your partner. If something is distracting you, you've lost your loved one or something is happening at home, don't go for the sales meeting. When you go for the sales meeting, be present in the meeting. Listen actively. You see, telling is not selling. Selling is listening. Number 2, asking questions. You sell by listening and asking questions. For example, do you have school-going children? If I'm selling a school, the first thing I should find out is whether they have school-going children. How old are your kids? You're just asking questions. Do they like maths? Maybe the career path that you're offering is in your school. Do they love technology? Do they love playing with games? If I'm selling education policy and I'm an insurance salesman, I might want to know, do you have kids going to school? Have you ever thought about an education plan for your kids? Do you have one? Ask questions. When you keep talking, you lose the sale. Listen, ask questions, and respect competitors. What is respecting competitors? Let's assume you're a salesman for a bank, a sales girl for a bank, and your bank is Bank X, but your customer banks with Bank Y. Don't say anything negative about Bank Y. When you say something negative about Bank Y, for example, they don't process loans without collateral, whether it's true or not, the moment you name that Bank Y, you are not criticizing that bank. You are criticizing your customers' choices. You are telling them they are dumb. You've lost them. So yes, you can comment something about competition without mentioning the actual names. For example, you can say in our bank, we are offering mortgage at 4%. Competition is offering at 7%. In our school, we are charging, or in our college, say we teach IT, we are charging $10,000, but it's for the 3 years. Our competitors are charging you $5,000, but guess what? It's just a semester. So you can talk about competition in general, but don't mention a specific competitor. Respect competition. And the third thing about business etiquette is behavior, your own personal behavior. 3 things. 1, mind your language. Never ever use vulgar words. There is no excuse for the cussing words. Mind your language, mind your tone, mind your speed. Number 2, be composed even if the customer says no. It's not a personal objection. It's a business objection. Be composed whether they buy or not. Who knows? They might call you 3 months later. I have seen this a lot in sales and marketing. I have trained a lot of sales and marketing people all over the world. And every entrepreneur is a salesman and a saleswoman. You see what? Some people will object and 3 months later, they just call you. Hey, come on. By the way, can you tell me more about that food supplement you are selling? Can you tell me more about that hybrid car? Can you tell me more about that insurance? Can you tell me more about your oil and gas company? So always be composed, leave them happy. And lastly, table manners. If your customer offers you a glass of water or a cup of coffee or lunch or dinner, please make sure you observe table manners. Don't overfill your cup of coffee. Don't overfill your plate for lunch. Serve very little food. Go fill your stomach at home. Eat moderately. Don't talk when the food is in the mouth. You are being judged. Your standard, your class is being judged even during mealtime. And don't get drunk with customers. Go drink at home if you do drink. Don't do it. Don't party with them. They are judging everything you're doing. Now, the third thing I want to talk about, the third objective of this seminar today is business mastery. And business mastery, I just want to say, know your business. Hey, know your business. What do I mean? 3 things. Know your industry, know your product, know your customer. Know your industry. For example, Coca-Cola is not in the refreshment industry. It's in the entertainment industry. That's why you find they packaged it for soccer, Sprite for basketball. If you look at the guys who brew beer, they understand it's not refreshment. Beer is not refreshment. It is entertainment. That's why they sell it in pubs and nightclubs. Those are their customers. They associate it with unwinding. They associate it with leisure. It's in the entertainment industry. If you don't understand your industry, you cannot position your product objectively. You've got to know your industry, get to know the players in the industry, get to know your market share that you're trying to claim, get to know who has the monopoly, learn the best practices from them, benchmark. Don't copy them, but benchmark. Number two, get to know your product. What are the features? If I'm selling this banking product, do I really understand it as a salesperson? What is the repayment plan? Get to know the product you're driving to these people. What are the benefits? What are the features? What problem is it solving? And then get to know your customer. Get to know your customer's demographics, the age, the gender. There are some clothes that appeal to women only. There are some products that appeal to women only. There are products that appeal to the young people only. There are products that appeal to a certain class of people, medical doctors only. Nobody else buys it. There are things that only engineers buy. There are staff, only scholars buy. Get to know your customer, including their buying power, their purchasing power, and where they are located. Get to know your customers' tastes and preferences and choices, and prepare for the meeting. I will emphasize that. Even though you seem to understand your business, before you go for the meeting, run through your mind again about your industry, your product, your customer. That's what I'm saying. Prepare for the meeting. The fourth objective of this seminar, branding and sales tools. Now, of course, there's a very thin line between branding and sales, but the truth is, branding precedes sales. That's why when I was thinking through this, I borrowed a concept from the set theory, because there are some items, there are some tools, branding tools, that are also for sales, and there are some sales tools that are also for branding. Strictly speaking, branding is positioning yourself. Sales is where the selling is taking place, where the customer is making the payment. So we actually move from branding to sales, from branding to sales. But there is an intersection. Some tools that are branding tools will be sales tools. Branding tools, I'm talking about, prepare your business cards, your name cards, your flyers, your brochure. Sometimes we brand the wall of the building, or billboards are branding tools. And you're talking of signposts, those are branding tools. Your website is a branding tool. Even the colors, the images. Your social media is a branding tool. It positions you in the market. Sales tools, I'm talking about emails, mails, phone calls, and video calls. Whenever you write an email, please edit your work, proofread. There is simply no error for typos for a salesman. You've got to proofread before you click that set button, and keep the email extremely brief. Extremely brief. If you're writing the ordinary mails, make sure the exciting ordinary mails need to be a bit colored. And if you're doing a phone call, ask for the permission to talk with that person. Even if they had given you a phone appointment, ask them, is this good time to talk? If you're making a video call, number one, make sure you get their consent. Do they really want a video call? And if the answer is yes, dress up for the meeting. Any video call, behave as though you're doing an in-person meeting. Dress up for the meeting, make sure the lights are good, the sounds are good, because sometimes on video call, you can make a very huge sale. Now, the fifth objective of this forum today is ethics of a business person. And there are many, many ethics for a business person. I want to talk about 5 of them. I'll highlight 5 and we call it a day. Ethics of a business person. Number 1, remain professional. What's that? 3 things. 1, no personal dates. They only business dates. Once it becomes a personal date, you lose the customer. You may gain a friend, but you may lose the customer. So if, for example, you speak to this gentleman or lady and they invite you for dinner tonight, go with a colleague from your place of work so that that date remains completely business, and you send a strong message to this guy. This is a business date. So that you don't embarrass them, let them know, well, I'm good in sales, but I decided to come with my colleague who is knowledgeable with products. Product knowledge, it's not my domain. That way they respect you, they don't feel embarrassed that you brought someone else into the date they invited you. Secondly, avoid thorny subjects. Avoid subjects that are divisive. This is not your evangelism meeting. Avoid religion, avoid politics, even avoid morality. Yes, they may not subscribe to your morals, but this is a business meeting. Stick to that. You know what? I speak in business meetings a lot, but I'm also a preacher. But when I'm speaking in business meetings like this, not once have you heard me quoting the Bible. Not once have you heard me pushing anything about my faith. I stick completely to the professional line. And you've got to respect the people who invited you for a business meeting. They didn't expect anything else about your personal beliefs. Don't take them to the business meeting. If they want to know more about your faith, you can share with them, with their permission, outside the business circle. And that way, focus on one business. For example, there are people who go to sell insurance. The guy doesn't buy. And then they say, you know what? In my car, I have clothes. I also sell clothes from Turkey. Come on. You lose face. You've lost yourself as a professional. Stick to one line of business. Be known as a master of this line of business. Number 2, keep your promises. Call for delays. There are no excuses. Call in advance for delays, even delays in payments. Number 2, don't oversell. Don't promise things that the product cannot deliver. For example, you're selling cars and you tell your customer, this car, even if you have an accident, nothing can happen to you. You know that's a lie. No such a thing exists. Instead, you can tell them, I understand that this is the safest car on earth or among the safest cars. But you don't have to say nothing will happen to you if this car even gets an accident, because that's an outright lie. And the customer will wonder what else you're cheating about. And thirdly, accept return goods. Let's say you sell hardware products and then a customer returns a product. They say it was defective. Could be a door lock. Accept it back. It is simple. The moment you don't accept it back, you lose that customer and his whole network. His cousins, siblings, nephews, nieces, friends, neighbors, you lose all of them. So you would rather make a loss on this product, but don't lose that customer. They will come and buy much more from you, and they will encourage your network to come. Every customer you lose is a whole network. And I'm saying this because here in the US, if I go to a restaurant and I don't like the food, they change for me immediately. They don't even argue. Why? They know they would rather go a loss for that one meal rather than losing all the meals I would buy in a year. And all the people whom I know, whom I'm going to tell this guy sells stale chicken. So don't lose a customer because of a return product. Accept it. Absorb that loss. The third thing about ethics is honor business covenants. Be loyal to the guy you are selling the product for. If you're selling for bank XYZ, don't talk about another bank. Even if you own a microfinance, don't discuss about your private financial solutions. Yes, I'm saying if you sell clothes or shoes for a big brand like Nike, and then the customer can't afford, and then you say, well, I have these shoes from China. No. You are losing ethics. And your customer may not even respect you for it. Number 2, don't undercut. Don't try to undercut the person who has given you the opportunity to sell. No. Stick, be honest with the commitment you made for this company. Sell for that company alone. As long as you're there, you've got to respect the business covenants, and that they respect business secrets. For example, you're a banker. You're going to get very privileged information from your customers about their financial lives, their struggles, because they're looking for your intervention. This information is not for broadcasting. It's not for telling every person you meet, hey, those dudes are broke. Oh, come on. You know what? As a salesperson, people entrust you with very privileged information. You've got to respect business secrets. The fourth thing about business ethics, have a strong work ethic. And by that I mean 3 things. Stretch your targets. If last year you are making 5 phone calls every day and 3 in-person visits, stretch. Do 7 calls this year and 5 visits. Or stretch your targets. If your targets last year were, say, $10,000 a month, you can say, I'm going to hit $15,000. And make sure you hit your targets. Once you set the target, hit the target. Go the extra mile. Don't work by feelings, work by purpose. This is a target you have set. Don't go to bed before you hit it. The easiest way to hit your annual targets is to ensure you hit your daily targets. Never, 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 never go to sleep before you hit the targets for today. Don't build a backlog tomorrow. So stretch your targets, hit your targets, and go the extra mile. You're defined by your commitments. The fifth work ethic, and my last point today, is observe your downtime values. Let me say this. For example, let's say someone is a school principal. He is the director of the school and the school principal of a high school, a private high school. And then you meet this guy in a certain nightclub playing with girls, high school girls, who qualify to be his daughters. Will you trust this guy with your daughter in high school? Will you really take your girl to his high school? I doubt. Yet this is off working hours. He didn't do this during working hours. But the truth is, as a salesperson, even when you're not at work, you are being judged. You can't afford to lower your standards, your ethics, your morals, your values when you're out of the office. Everywhere you go 24/7. You're the face of the business. You're the face of the organization. You are being judged. You're not like the school accountant. People may never know him. He's behind the scenes. You're not like the school cateress or matron. They may never be known, but the salesperson is the face of the organization. So 3 things. Number 1, never over-party. Always be controlled. Always know that everybody in that pub is a potential customer. Number 2, observe social media professionalism. Don't post funny pictures on your social media, nude pictures, even pictures of funny things. Don't. Your social media is part of your branding process. And number 3, join networking clubs. Some of the best sales you'll ever make is just because you joined a certain golf club or a tennis club or a bowling club, whatever it is. But if you join a social networking club, you're likely to meet people and create a rapport for your business. Now, there's a video I did, and I encourage you to watch it. It's going to encourage you build your business brand. It's called How to Build a Business Brand. It's available in my YouTube channel. Just check it out. Give me a comment about what I taught you today. If you learned something in this video, please give me a comment. If you have a question, post it. I'm going to answer you. You can post your question as a comment, and I will take time to answer your question. And remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified when I upload new videos. I upload new videos every week. You don't want to miss out on my latest videos. I wish you the very best in your sales and marketing career. Cheers!